Hi, boys and girls. We're going to do lesson 7-2. And I'm going to try and do it by holding my phone in my hands, so you may have to bear with me. Hopefully this will work out. Lesson 7-2 is called Division as Repeated Subtraction. Okay? And so I want to go back to what we learned about multiplication as repeated addition. Okay, remember how we've talked about how we always want to connect something new that we're learning to something old that we've learned. It makes it a lot easier for us to understand it. So let's just remember what we learned about multiplication as repeated addition. Okay, if we're talking about 4 6 times, okay, then what we're talking about is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay? And sometimes if we get really stuck in one of the problems we were doing, we could always go back to that. It's not our best choice because it can take a while, but at least we know we can come up with the answer. Okay? So division as repeated subtraction is the same in that word repeated, where we're just going to do it over and over again. But basically what we're trying to figure out is, remember how we talked about this yesterday. We're trying to figure out in our total, how many groups are there, and then how many are going to be in each group. Okay, so if I have a total of 20 pennies, okay, and I want to put them in groups of 5. So I have 20 total. They're going to be in 5 groups. So I'm going to divide them into 5 groups. And the question is, how many will be in each of my groups? Okay? And of course, then you can think about 5 groups times how many would equal 20. 5 times what equals 20? 5 times 4. Okay. Now, if you're a very visual learner, and that means that you learn by seeing things, you could get out, I borrowed Ryan's pennies. You could get out a bunch of pennies. Let's see. I know that this is 10 pennies. So I could set those out. Okay, and let me get another 10. Okay. Okay, so if I'm thinking there's 20 pennies altogether, I need them in groups of 5. Okay, let's say each one of these pennies is a donut. And I have 5, plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plates. Okay. How many donuts am I going to put in each group? And how many groups do I have? 5. So let's see. 5 times what is 20? So I can at least start with a guess of 4. So let's try 4 donuts there. 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 And boys and girls, I know if Mrs. Kling was teaching this lesson too, she would remind us that division is about equal groups. Okay? So, I mean, I could have done this, right? But that's not really dividing. I mean, if you think about this being you and your friend and your cousin and your neighbor and your sister, is it going to be okay with you that you get 1 donut and your whatever cousin, neighbor, sister gets 7 donuts? So you could think of it that way, that we are talking about equal groups when we're dividing. Now that doesn't mean that every number can be divided by every other number, but that's way past third grade math, so we don't have to worry about that for now. As we're just learning division, we are going to be concentrating on finding equal groups. So I want the same number to go in each plate or each whatever. In each group needs to be the same number. Okay, so let's always remember, I wonder if I can sneak that word in here. Equal groups. Okay, so my big number goes first. That's my total number of items. This is how many equal groups I want them to go into, and then this is how many are going to go in each one. Okay. So, boys and girls, I really want you to consider using something like pennies, like we talked about yesterday. Pennies, beads, barrettes, I don't know what else. Whatever you want to use, Cheez-Its, fishies, whatever your mom and dad say is okay. Pennies might be your easiest thing. Like I said, Ryan just had this bin of pennies. You could use marbles, but you could have a problem with marbles. What would that be? You think they might roll away from you? That may not work very well. But pennies would probably be your best bet because I'm sure you have coins somewhere in your house. I really would encourage you to use something to be able to move around. I know a lot of you use that strategy at school, and it really is helpful, especially at the beginning of a lesson. Okay? All right. So I'm going to keep these here because I know I want to use these again, and it'll probably help me to know I have 20 here. Okay. So